If there's one Star Wars game I've been wanting brought back for a very long time now, or franchise within Star Wars gaming, besides KOTOR, it would be X-Wing versus TIE Fighter because I absolutely loved the X-Wing TIE Fighter series. It was one of my favorites during the heyday of LucasArts. And of course, Rogue Squadron was good as well. One of the main reasons why I picked up Star Wars Battlefront 2 while it was still free over on PlayStation Plus throughout the month of June 2020 is because I wanted to play Starfighter Assault, which I did try out during the beta for Battlefront 2 many years ago. And yeah, obviously I'm very rusty and I'm going to keep playing it, but it's the closest we have right now to Star Wars Squadrons. And I'm very excited about this game. As some of you know, the official trailer reveal was just a few days ago. It was cinematic, obviously, but coming up tomorrow, there will be EA Play live June 18th, starting at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Central, and 12 a.m. UK time is when they're going to do EA Play, featuring all the games coming from EA, including gameplay reveal for Star Wars Squadrons. And I'm also going to probably do a video going over the gameplay reveal as well. But I just wanted to share my thoughts and the information that we have so far when it comes to Star Wars Squadrons, which is being done through EA and Motive for $40 US. It's going to be available October 2nd, 2020. And you can pre-order it now for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, Steam, Epic. It's also going to be playable via VR, and it's going to be crossplay. That is freaking awesome. And there's going to be bonus content for those of you that pre-order. You're going to be able to get a New Republic Recruit flight suit along with a New Republic Starfighter skins, as well as an Imperial Ace Fighter suit and Starfighter skins for the Imperial Ace Pilot. Once again, for any of you interested in pre-ordering Star Wars Squadrons for $40 US. Star Wars Squadrons is set after the Battle of Endor at the end of Return of the Jedi, and it goes all the way to the end of the Galactic Civil War, which I guess takes place at Jakku. That's officially the final battle of the war. And you get to play a single-player campaign as well as multiplayer. Now, obviously, the multiplayer is going to be more focused as, I guess, they update the game, Star Wars Squadrons. But they will have a single-player campaign featuring both perspectives, the New Republic as well as the Empire. And I think you'll be able to customize both pilots, your New Republic pilot as well as your Empire pilot. And hopefully we'll also have customization options for our pilots for the multiplayer version as well. Or maybe the single player pilots we create will, I guess, work on multiplayer too, which would make sense. And you'll have two different squadrons during single player campaign. You'll be going back and forth between Vanguard Squadron, which is the squadron for the New Republic, and then you have Titan Squadron for the Empire. Now, I don't expect the campaign for Star Wars Squadrons to be like 20 hours long. That'd be crazy if it was, because once again, obviously, I think the main focus of Star Wars Squadrons will be the multiplayer aspect, but it's nice of Motive to put in a single-player campaign as well for us to enjoy. And during the gameplay trailer, there's actually a few cameos from Star Wars lore. Wedge Antilles, along with Hera Syndulla, which some of you may have heard of in Star Wars Rebels. Rebels was alright. I prefer Clone Wars. But, you know, Hera, a lot of people really like Hera. So apparently Hera and Wedge will be featured in the story campaign of Star Wars Squadrons. And like I mentioned, there's also going to be a multiplayer mode. Now, at the launch, it's going to be 5v5. Squadrons of 5 players versus 5 players. New Republic versus Empire. And there will be several maps. I don't know how many maps are going to be at launch, but 2 of them they mentioned was Yavin Prime, you know, the big giant gas giant that the X-Wings are flying by as they head towards the Death Star in A New Hope. Yeah, that's Yavin Prime. And then there's this new Shattered Moon map that's Gallatin, I think that's how you pronounce it, and a few other maps as well will be featured in the multiplayer mode, as well as the story campaign for Star Wars Squadrons. Hopefully they will continue adding new maps and modes as well. So the fighters that you'll be able to use for the New Republic include the X-Wing from the original trilogy, not the sequel trilogy, the A-Wing, Y-Wing, as well as U-Wing that was featured in Rogue One. And for the side of the Empire, you'll get to be able to pick between several TIEs, the TIE Fighter, the TIE Bomber, the TIE Interceptor, as well as the TIE Reaper. If Star Wars Squadrons is successful, and I sincerely hope it is, because myself, Riley, a few others who love playing fighter sim games like Ace Combat 7, and back in the day, Star Wars X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, loved that. I hope that Star Wars Squadrons will continue to receive updates as well as new maps, new modes, new content. Additional starfighters I would like to see eventually added to Star Wars Squadrons include the Z-95 Headhunter, B-Wing, the TIE Advanced, or the TIE Avenger, some call it one or the other, the TIE Defender, the TIE Phantom, and perhaps even some starfighters from the Clone Wars era like the V-Wing, the ARC-170, the Jedi Starfighters, the Naboo N1, maybe some of the droid starfighters, perhaps even some sequel trilogy starfighters as well, which are also featured in Starfighter Assault in Battlefront 2. So hopefully we'll continue to get more and more starfighters added to Star Wars Squadrons. And I don't have a problem if they go crazy like with Starfighter Assault, where you have starfighters in these battles from across all the eras, the prequel era, the original trilogy, as well as the sequel trilogy, just to give you some variety in the back and forth, especially for the multiplayer campaign. I get that they want the single-player campaign to be quote-unquote canon with the rest of the Disney Star Wars lore, even though some of that doesn't exactly connect as well, but that's another topic entirely. But with the multiplayer aspect, I hope that they go crazy and eventually allow us to have a variety of starfighters, not just from the original trilogy, but also from the sequel trilogy as well as the prequel trilogy. And it would be even cooler if they did some stuff from the expanded universe, or maybe even the Old Republic era as well somewhere down the road. But along with more starfighters, we need more maps. We're going to need some different modes, because I feel like 5v5, even if they have obviously fleets versus fleets, like starfighters going up against star destroyers as well as Mon Calamari cruisers, and of course I'm sure there's going to be bots just like in Starfighter Assault, enemy bots and ally bots, in order to give it a more feel and scope that there's this massive space battle going on. I hope that they end up having more modes than just 5v5. I hope they do 10v10, or maybe all the way up to 50 versus 50, and perhaps even a Battle Royale mode where it's every pilot for themselves, and you can pick whatever starfighter you want, and you just go into the map and you just fight it out till you have a winner. So that would be kind of cool. I know Battle Royales have been done to death, but I think that this would be a good new ground in space, in the stars, for a Star Wars themed Battle Royale, pitting starfighters against each other. And you can see X-Wings duking it out, TIE Fighters going at it, as well as other starfighters as well. So I like the idea of a Battle Royale in Star Wars Squadrons. So maybe that's a mode that they're going to consider. It wouldn't surprise me, because Battle Royales are still quite popular. Now, as you rank up in the campaign and multiplayer, apparently, according to EA and Motive, everything available in the game will be unlockable by playing the game, such as ranking up, upgrades to your ship, weapons, cosmetics, etc. And they claim that they're not going to have any microtransactions. This is EA we're talking about, so I'm holding my breath on this one. I do not want loot boxes. I don't want the RNG. I don't want the gambling. But at the same time, as somebody who plays online games, we've come to accept a degree of microtransactions, as long as it's not quote-unquote pay to win. I'm okay with it, especially if it's a good game, if the developers at Motive put a lot of love into Star Wars Squadrons, and us, the players, really enjoy it, and we want it to continue to thrive and survive with future updates and maps and starfighters and modes. Then there are times when I'm willing to shell out a few more bucks in order to keep the game going. The reality is, credits make the galaxy go round, and these developers that have online games, they have to make money in order to continue to make new content for us to enjoy, us the gamer. So when they say no microtransactions, I wish they would clarify that And if they were just open and honest and say, look, we're not going to have loot boxes, we're not going to have RNG, we're not going to have pay to win, but we may have, for example, like a battle pass system, I'm okay with that. As long as you're open and honest with us, EA and Motive, about this, then I personally don't have an issue with it. We have it in so many other games like Grand Theft Auto Online, Red Dead Online, Rocket League, Dead by Daylight, Fortnite, the list goes on and on. Some companies do it better than others, but when it comes to some sort of additional microtransaction, it's very difficult for me to believe EA, especially given their track record, when they say no microtransactions in Star Wars Squadrons. As long as you tell us exactly what your roadmap is and what your plan is, if it's a Star Pass or a Battle Pass, or, like future DLCs. Maybe we'll have to buy the TIE Defender DLC, or maybe we'll have to buy the Clone Wars DLC. Okay, maybe that's how they're going to do it. I honestly don't know. Hopefully we'll have more information coming up Thursday, June 18th at EA Play for the gameplay reveal. But at the same time, I kind of doubt that there's going to be zero microtransactions at all. But at the same time, I am extremely excited for Star Wars Squadrons, especially since I have been a lover of like fighter sim games, all the way back to TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, even to some extent Rogue Squadron, as well as the Ace Combat franchise. And depending on how the gameplay reveal goes with Star Wars Squadrons at EA Play, that is going to determine whether or not I go ahead and pre-order it now, or simply just wait for it to come out in October. The main reason why I have the B-roll for Starfighter Assault in the background is because I feel like that there's going to be some level of similarity between Starfighter Assault from Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Star Wars Squadrons. As long as Star Wars Squadrons takes what they did with Starfighter Assault and Star Wars Battlefront 2 and, vastly improves upon it, then I think that Star Wars Squadrons has potential to be a fantastic game for those of us that want to hop into Starfighters and go head-to-head, locking dim S-foils into attack positions for a little Squadron v Squadron action in Star Wars Squadrons. So looking forward to the EA Play gameplay reveal. Hopefully it'll be good. Anyways, that's the basic information we have right now, as well as my thoughts, my hopes, my fears regarding Star Wars Squadron. It's coming in October 2020, $40 US. It's going to be cross-play, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, Steam, Epic, as well as VR. And apparently, everything that we earn will be solely through gameplay. But like I said, knowing EA, I'm sure there'll be some degree of microtransactions down the road, whether we have a battle pass or paid DLC. As long as it's not loot crates or RNG, I'm probably okay with it. But we'll see. We'll find out more information at EA Play. Very excited about this. And let me know, what side are you going to be on? The New Republic, the Empire, and which Starfighter or Starfighters are you looking forward to hopping in? Personally, I'm going to have to pick the X-Wing as well as the TIE Interceptor. Those are my two choices in the list of Starfighters currently available whenever Star Wars Squadrons comes out in October 2020. Your thoughts, your views, your opinions, hopes, dreams, and fears regarding Star Wars Squadrons, welcome below in the comments section.